What is up, my fellow dreamers and soul searchers? Welcome to another episode of Roxy Talks, where we discuss confidence, mindset, manifestation, and more. I'm Roxy Lee. I'm a mindset coach, and I'm here to help you banish your negative thinking and limiting beliefs so you can bring love, clarity, and joy into your life. Okay, today's question: how do I get over the feeling that I'm controlling people, like I'm taking away my specific person's free will? I love this question because this is an everyone is you pushed out question. So check out Neville Goddard if you want to know more about his philosophy on it. I'm going to say something that might be a little spicy, maybe a little controversial. Sometimes when I talk about my manifestation perspective, like how I think thoughts are manifesting versus feelings. Like, I don't believe that your feelings manifest necessarily. I think it's your thoughts. And sometimes people will like throw Neville quotes at me or be like, well, Neville says this. And this is what I want to say with the most love in the world, with all due respect, absolutely, because Neville's a pioneer and like, thank you, obviously. He wrote Feeling is the Secret in like 1944. That was literally 80 fucking years ago. And like, it's okay to get with the times, to see how we have advanced with our understanding of reality, to see how science has advanced, quantum physics. Like, it's totally okay to maybe think that like in 1944, was he pushing the envelope and speaking about things that people didn't understand? Abso-fucking-lutely. In 1944, did he have a smaller scope of the understanding of the reality and nature of Earth than we do now in 2024? I think so. And if like that's not fair to believe, then like you still should be using leeches to fucking get rid of your depression, right? Like, science must move along. Progress is made. And yes, some things are inescapable. They're universal. I often say that me and Jesus have the same job. I don't say that to be blasphemous. I say that to mean we have been sharing this information. People like me who are here to explain how to use the magic of the universe or use the power of God, however you want to look at it. We're telling you how. This is in the Bible. Like, the stuff I talk about is in the Bible. It's that old. And it's not about religion. It's not about any one God or anything. It's about the fact that every piece of literature and rhetoric from history that is telling us about the nature of who we are and our creation and our power says the same thing. But also, we have to consider the time they're written. Like the Bible is full of stuff that's, no offense, it's a little outdated for 2024. And so is Neville's work in some cases. Okay. So, not trying to shit on Neville. I think it's amazing. Obviously, it paved the way for where I'm at, but also like we can bring things forward now that we have new understanding of our fucking reality. God forbid we use the science we've figured out to take our manifestation understanding forward. Okay, that's just my spiel. Anyways, so having said that, please check out Neville Goddard. Everyone is you pushed out. I also am going to reference Bashar in this video. So I did all that because I'm going to reference Neville, but also I'm going to reference Bashar. Coming off of the teachings of Neville, off of Bashar, off of my own experience, what I've learned through being a coach for nearly 5 years, from the books I read, I like to study the nature of reality. I like to understand what's going on and what the mechanism for manifesting really is, because this is happening. It's happening to everybody. It's happening all the time. So cool. If that's the deal, there is some sort of regularity in there. There is some sort of predictability. I'm going to put my finger on it, pinpoint it, cool, let's go. And then I'm going to use it to my favor. That's how I created 360 Method. So 360method.co. That's the way that I manifest. That's how I'm changing my life, how I'm changing my clients' lives, how we're changing millions of lives on this channel. 360method.co to check it out. And you're going to learn how to manifest whatever you want using your thoughts, using simple to implement techniques that you can use for the rest of your life to manifest whatever the F you want and create whatever kind of incredible life you can imagine. Okay. So I fully support you creating the most ridiculous, astronomical, amazing after amazing after amazing experience life that you can. Please do. And then DM me and let me know when you've done it so I can celebrate you. So when you are manifesting a specific person, you have to understand that like, no matter what it feels like, no matter what it looks like, even if it feels so much like they are their own person, that they're thinking independently of you, that they're doing things on their own volition, that you would certainly never manifest that for yourself. I understand that. However, that's not true. You are manifesting it. They are under your spell, essentially. Okay. So imagine that they are a puppet and you are the puppet master. You are the puppeteer. You cannot put all of the blame on what the puppet does when it's your hand doing this, okay? So this is why it's so important to understand the actual true nature of reality, of what's really going on, so that you can shed the shame, the guilt, the worry, the fear about manifesting somebody else, the idea that it's manipulation, that you're taking away their free will, what you're doing is shaming yourself into disbelieving your own power that you already are using, okay? So hear me when I say right now, you're already manifesting them, okay? What you're going to do is manifest them better, okay? And it's no shade against them because there are infinite versions of them or near infinite. If you look at the many worlds theory, they talk about how there are so many versions of potential Earth that it's nearly infinite because it's more than we could ever comprehend. As I like to say, there is an end to the program. There is a finite amount of what Earth is and what you can do, right? Like there are rules to Earth, which means that there is an enclosure, right? It's not a free for all. You can't just do absolutely anything. There are rules and confines of what's possible here on Earth. But out of all of those things that are possible, it's so many that you couldn't even begin to fathom. So we might as well call it infinite, okay? Now, every possible version that you can think up times infinity, versions of your specific person exist and are able to be manifested. However, the 3D reality is very, very convincing and it's designed to be that way, okay? So it's not your fault either if you believe them to be how they are presenting themselves to be, okay? You are not supposed to be able to see through the illusion. If you find out, cool, great, use it to your advantage. But like, you're not supposed to be able to actually peek behind the curtain. And I do believe it's because it would be so mind blowing that we wouldn't be able to fucking handle it. I think our psyches would break if you actually could see how much there is. If you weren't anchored to your current reality or to your body, to your truth and your belief of who you are, you might be flying off into different versions of reality, like billions by the millisecond, which is what Bashar says, which would, again, it would be so mind-blowing that it would fuck your mind. Like it would literally blow your mind up. In order for Earth to make sense, there has to be a certain continuity. I have really deep, incredible meditations that I do every single day. And they show me a lot of information about like how Earth works and all these things. So in my meditation, they've shown me that there is a level of the program of who you are that has to kind of remain in place, right? So it's almost like the operating system for your computer. There needs to be a baseline of truth, of who I am, of identity that anchors you into this body. I'm manifesting the couch under my ass. I'm manifesting clothes on my body. I'm manifesting the blood in my veins. I'm manifesting the air around me. I'm manifesting the walls around me. I'm manifesting everything. But if I were somehow able to lose my anchor to reality, I could end up anywhere and that would blow it would be too much for my human brain to handle. So we all create a level of consistency and it has to be convincing enough that it keeps you manifesting moment to moment so that every second that you live looks enough like the last second. Every reality that you go to in every second of the day looks enough like the last reality you were in so that you don't lose your mind and not know where the fuck you are. So we're essentially stringing together different little versions of reality that look very, very similar, so similar that we can't tell the difference. And you're stringing them along like beads on a string, one after the other, and you're experiencing it like a movie, like movie stills lined up to where they're played so fast that it looks like one moving picture, but in reality, it's a bunch of little segments, okay? So you're piecing together all these segments of your reality that make sense one after the other. And you kind of have to do that because there is a mechanism in place that's anchoring you to your truth so that you can stay in a consistent reality and continue to experience Earth the way that it's designed to be experienced. And if this subject is interesting to you, leave a comment below. Check out my podcast. I love talking about like this weird shit. And I'm writing a book where I'm going to be compiling all of it. So I'll be diving deeper into how they explain what Earth is like and how to utilize it in your favor. Because when you can understand the mechanism on a level that makes sense, you take the emotion out of it, you make logical sense. It's 1 + 1 = 2. It's very nuts and bolts. It makes manifesting so much easier. Okay. So your specific person is also number one, a manifestation of yours. Number two, they're also like little beads on a string, one moment after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other that you're manifesting. So you could at any point, let's say you're beading a bunch of red beads and you're like, I don't want red, I want blue. You could literally just start picking up a blue bead. And then now your necklace that you're beading is blue. Does that make sense? You can change what version of your person you're manifesting at any moment, and it makes no difference because there's beads of every color in front of me. I have the whole rainbow times infinity in front of me. Nobody cares what color bead you're putting on your string. Imagine you're at a craft fair and you're making a beaded necklace. No one there cares what color beads you put on. Can you imagine someone being like, you're making an all brown beaded necklace? Like, I mean, maybe, okay, now that I'm saying all brown, I'm like, no, maybe I am judging a little bit, but but if brown's your thing, like no judges. If you're doing a leopard print moment, like we need the brown. So just as nobody is going to judge what color beads you put on your little necklace at the craft fair, there's nobody out here judging or saying you're bad or whatever for choosing to consider your specific person in a new light. And that's really all manifesting is. All it is, I swear to God, it's this simple, is choosing to see them in a new light. In the video, we're done. That's it. That's the whole thing. It's literally that simple. And sometimes simple is annoying. Sometimes simple is too fucking simple and you're like, it's not complicated enough. I need it to be harder. Like if it were that easy, then why don't I have them? Right? We want to make it so hard to justify why it's not working. But listen, it's so easy. It's stupid. It's so easy. Once you figure it out, you're going to be so embarrassed that it took you this long. In the best way possible. Every person is having their own unique experience of Earth. There's not one solid, continuous Earth that exists outside. There are maybe 8 billion little mini Earths going on around. And even that number I question because are there 8 billion souls actually playing the Earth game right now? Or like, are those all NPCs? And who's an NPC in my world? Who's actually inhabiting there? This stuff I could go on for days about, but according to Bashar, we're all experiencing our own independent Earth. And in your own independent Earth, you are able to manifest absolutely anything that is possible within the confines of the rules of Earth. Remember how we talked about Earth is finite. There are rules here. But within that rule set is you can manifest all of these things. There's like all of these things that you can create. Maybe it's not everything that could ever be, but it's certainly everything that you have the capability of fathoming, okay? You can't think outside of Earth. You can't think beyond it. So you can't even understand or imagine what else there could possibly be, but everything that you think could possibly happen on Earth, it's fair game for every person. And every person is here on Earth to experience their own version of reality in the way that their soul is calling them to choose. And even beyond that, in the way that they choose in the moment, because we do have free will. You're not taking away from your specific person's free will because they don't have it in your reality. In your reality, they are a reflection in the mirror. In your reality, they are a byproduct of your thoughts. Here's another way to think about this. This is going to get a little gross, and I'm sorry. Sometimes the analogies get gross when they show me what they show me so that I can really make it as plain as day. If your thoughts are food, your SP is, okay? They're your dookies. Okay? They're your dookies. Stop making it so fucking important. Stop putting so much power on your dookies to make you happy, right? Okay? So, and in their reality, you're a reflection of them. And you're their dookie. They cannot drive the ship in your reality. They can only be a passenger. There can only be one captain, but we're all captains of our own ship. And we all have the potential to have each other as passengers on our ship. Okay? So, in your mechanism of Earth, you're in like a video game, let's say, and all the characters that could be there are there. All the avatars, all the potential, everywhere you could go, all the different levels, all the different lands, all the big bosses that you have to beat. And you're going to go play the game. and you are going to have your singular experience, and you're going to come into contact with what you think is potentially possible, what you expect, what you fear, what you worry about, what you know to be true, what you ruminate on, what you cycle on. You're going to come in contact with that in your reality. That's how the video game controller works. You're moving in the direction of your thoughts. Okay? That's how you move the little guy on the screen. It's with telling it where to go. Your SP could also be playing their game with their avatar. Same game, same situation, but you're the NPC in their world and they're the NPC in your world. Your consciousness exists inside of the version of you that's playing the game. Your SP's conscious free will exists inside of their version of themselves that's playing the game. So their free will is wrapped up in their game. Your free will is in your game. And in your game, the way that Earth works is that you can manifest anything that you're able to imagine. If you're able to imagine it, there has to be a corresponding reality to manifest, because what you think about manifests. That's just how Earth works. So there can't be thoughts that you think that don't have a corresponding reality. Think about string theory. These things are connected across space and time. The moment you're thinking it, you're already in vibrational alignment with that reality, and then you're going to move yourself into that space. They get to do whatever the fuck they want in their reality. Let them. It's not your business. You don't even care. You'll never be there. Who cares? And sometimes I wonder if I'm playing the video game, and let's say like my husband's version of himself is playing the video game right next to me, but we're in VR. And I can only see my world, and he can only see his world. And maybe our versions of ourselves meet up where we're both in consciousness, and maybe they don't. And maybe they only meet up for like a brief millisecond and we don't even realize it. But who fucking cares? It's not about that. Whether or not they are conscious in there, whether or not they are free will or all that stuff does not matter, nor does it change the fact that you can manifest them to be whatever version of them you can fathom, and it'll feel really fucking real. It's going to feel real. Just like how right now feels really real. Remember we were talking earlier about how there is that level of truth, that anchor of your reality that you have to be saddled with. It's almost like a flagpole for a flag. Like there has to be the pole in order for the flag to wave. So you're going to switch poles. You're just going to start saying, you do have the person. They are great. You have everything you want. They do want to be with you. How you describe your specific person, how you rewrite them, that's on you. And I'm actually going to link my Rewrite Your Specific Person master training. I'll link it in the description below. And that's where I teach you how to do the actual process of like physically rewriting and changing the story of who they are, and then putting it into practice, manifesting it, and then what to do after, which is the most important part, is like, okay, I've rewritten, I took the class. What do I do when I'm actually talking to this person and they're not acting the way that I rewrote it? That's what we cover in the Rewrite Your Specific Person master training, and I'll leave it in the description below. You are going to change the story about your person. You are going to consider them in a new way. You're going to see them in a new light, and then you're not going to go back on it. Okay. This is the really crucial moment. When you slack, you go back. I've said that before. When you slack on your mindset, when you stop thinking of them in the new way, you go back to the old manifestation. It's really, really easy. It's like a worn path. The neurons are already programmed for you to feel that way about that person, for you to think that about them. So it's very easy to go back to your old ways. This is why we do 360 method, 360method.co, so that when you do make a switch in your manifestation and you're like, okay, you know what, from now on, I'm not going to worry that I'm taking away someone's free will, because that's not really possible. I'm going to use my free will to describe the person I actually want to be with, describe them in a way that I actually want them to be and show up in my world. And then I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to be diligent. I'm going to stand strong. I'm going to pass the test when the universe maybe shows me that, hey, maybe they haven't changed. You know what? Actually, they have. Actually, they're amazing. Actually, it's incredible who they are and how they treat you and how wonderful things are with you. You're not manipulating them. You are selecting a different version, okay? So think about it like a vending machine. If I'm standing behind you at a vending machine, you keep putting in $1 after $1 after $1 because you really want Fritos, but you're hitting the Doritos button, and every time you hit Doritos, you're like, oh, I don't want Doritos, I want Fritos. You put in another $1, then you hit Doritos again. I'm like, bitch, I don't care what you get. Just get out of my way. Just get the Fritos and go. Like, what are you doing? Get the Fritos and go. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you want Fritos. I don't care if you want Doritos. Just pick the thing and get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, take the thing you want and go. There's no judgment on what you pick. You're the only one judging yourself, right? So when you fear that you're manipulating them, you are putting that energy into it. When you fear you're manipulating them, you're putting weird vibes out. Okay, they're going to feel it because they're a reflection. If you step up into the mirror being all weird, guess what's going to look weird? Your reflection. They can only do what you say they're doing. And they will only do what you say they're doing. So like, honestly, you're already manipulating them if you want to put it that way. Like I said earlier, you're already manifesting them. They already are your creation. They already are being manipulated by you if you want to look at it that way. But it's not them being manipulated. It's you manipulating reality in not a negative way. I mean it like how your hands manipulate clay. It's not negative. It's you shaping the world you want to live in. And you saying, that's showing up this way. Interesting, but that's not how I want it. Actually, it's like this. And then standing strong in it. Holding your ground. Holding your standard. 360method.co. This is where we dive deep, where I teach you how to set your intention and then live up to it. Actually manifest it, not just like want it, but actually bring it through. And it doesn't take long, but it takes you dedicating yourself to it. Like, this is what we do, period. I'm going to be the kind of person that gets what I want. I am the kind of person that gets what I want. I always get what I want, period. And so 360 method, I teach you how to make that your reality so that is what you're manifesting all the time. Okay. It takes all the trouble and the guesswork out of how do I achieve that thing? Well, I'm going to start saying that I have it. And then I'm going to use 360 method to make sure that I don't unsay that I have it, that I don't say that I don't have it anymore, and start going down the road of manifesting myself into a reality where I don't have it. 360method.co if you want to check that out. It's how I've changed my life, how I'm changing my clients' lives, and we're changing millions of lives all over the world with 360 Method and with our YouTube videos, podcasts, and more. So I want you to comment down below, if I want it, then I'm going to have it. If I want it, then I'm going to have it. And I want you to use this affirmation because I want you to think about the fact that, like, I'm going to have what I want because I'm a creator, because I'm a manifester. And that has nothing to do with your SP. That is your divine gift and why you're on earth. You came to manifest. You came to create. Every religion from all fucking time has told us that we are made in the image of our creator. We are made in the image of a creator. We are created like a creator. What does that mean? You're a creator. You create. That's what we do here on planet Earth. We alchemize. You make something from nothing. You take ideas and you bring them into reality and into fruition. So lean into it, allow it to be your truth, and stop giving away your power and diminishing your power by worrying that your God-given truth and power is a negative thing or is harming somebody. It's only making life better and better for you and everybody around you, including your specific person. If they're not with you in your reality, they don't exist. So where else could they possibly want to be but with you, the center of reality? So if you want my personal help with your manifestation, head to roxytalks.com. I've got tons of amazing courses, podcasts, ebooks, free resources, journals, all kinds of fun stuff to help you manifest your person fast, easily, without all this headache, without having to manipulate them, and actually just getting the relationship that you want and you deserve. roxytalks.com for more. If you like this video, please hit the like button. That lets me know that you are enjoying this content and you want to see more of it. And if you do want to see more of my content, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you'll always know whenever I drop a video. I also go live every Monday so you can join me for our community chat with our big dreamers and a live chat along with every video premiere. So if you see one dropping, please stop by and say hi. I love you so much. Thank you so much for checking out this video. We're all raising our vibrations together. You have the power. I believe in you. I'll see you next time.